escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you, coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Wednesday, December 3rd. We've got a great sports betting card tonight, including National Basketball Association, college basketball, and NHL hockey as we get ready for a big championship football weekend. There's UFC as well. We'll have First Strike up here tonight, previewing the card of UFC 323 with that main event, Merab Dvalishvili and Peter Yan. This Saturday here in Las Vegas, last pay-per-view ever, maybe, from the UFC. And we have VB MMA picks up as well here on the channel underneath the live tab. You can check out the previews for this weekend's fight card. Thank you for joining me here on the show, and appreciate you being here and coming along for the ride. Let's say hello to some folks and get ready to go. There's going to be plenty of steam coming in here, just as there was as I was getting ready to unfold the show here. So make sure you get these selections here as the steam's coming rolling in just moments ago, seconds ago. Here it is. We're going to be doing this all morning. UCLA taking the steam here right now as we get started with our show. UCLA tonight on the road, taking on Washington. They're pretty much a pick 'em here most of the morning, but we're seeing the steam come in right now here on UCLA, and they're up to a 2-point favorite right now. A little steam coming in here currently on UCLA. And just moments ago, before we clicked on the air here, Montana taking the steam here this morning in their matchup with North Dakota State. Some steam already came in on that game on the under. This one's at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific time, with Montana taking that steam right now against North Dakota State. Montana was a 2.5-point favorite. They are up to a -4.5 here right now. 2-point move on Montana this morning. Also, New Orleans and Memphis. Sounds like an NBA game, but that one's a college move as well. Steam on the under here with New Orleans and Memphis. This one was 154. We're seeing that steam coming on the under, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time with this one tonight. And right now it is down here to 151. Wow. Doesn't see that one coming, but steam coming in there on the under with New Orleans and Memphis. With a huge college basketball card. We'll have a lot of moves here today, so stay tuned, and we'll get those to you right away when we hear them. That's what we're here to do on the Morning Steam Show, bringing these moves. So, all right, say hello to the folks in the chat. And who do we have? We got Cash Kane here, ready to go today. Also, Blake is ready to go. We'll talk Tennessee Tech basketball here this morning. We'll preview all three of the early college basketball games. I've picked a lot of basketball games. I don't know how long we're going to stay on the air here today with a lot of college basketball. Hey, there's T-Bird in the chat. Thank you, T-Bird. Good to see you. Appreciate you here. And Greg, ready to go as well. Mr. Weskers wants the hockey previews today with our 5-game card. That's it from you guys in the chat so far. So hopefully we get some more contributors to the chat all-stars here today as we get ready to roll with the show. And you can get more picks from me today over at winnable.com/Ramon on today's college basketball card. It's huge. I've already sent out a 5-pack of games. Missed a few yesterday, cooling our hot streak a little bit, but we'll get it back today. I've got a 5-pack out there right now of games over at winnable.com in college basketball. So check it out. And also on the free picks as well over at winnable.com/Ramon. Sent out a play for you guys to consider that I'm on here today. You can use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages there for whether from 1 day, 3 day, 5 day, doesn't matter. Use the promo code STEAM every time, and I'll throw in some extra time in there as well. It comes out to 41 cents a day if you subscribe for 1 month at $19.95. Use that promo code STEAM. It'll be 5 weeks for about $17, and you'll get plays every day from me. I have more than a handful for sure, especially on these big cards. I'll probably have another update here tonight. Also NBA and NHL selections. We had some good winners yesterday here as well in the NBA on Tuesday. Brought you home some winners here on the Morning Steam for sure. We had the Wizards and the 76ers game to go under yesterday as a winner here on the show. We also had a winner with the Boston Celtics here on the show. We had that one as a winner here as well. And also here we had a winner with the San Antonio Spurs game to go over there against Memphis. Brought you home that one yesterday as well. And some hockey winners yesterday on that big hockey card here. We came through with some nice winners yesterday. Ottawa and Montreal game to go over. Easy winner there yesterday. We also had the Islanders over the Lightning as a winner. Also came home with a winner yesterday here on the show with get the steam here coming in real quick. Yesterday with the Capitals and the Kings game to go under as a winner here on the show. All right, steam coming in, believe it or not, on IU Indianapolis and Detroit. Of course, IU Indianapolis. This one's getting steamed to the over, baby. You know it. Everybody loves to get over with this team. It was 179, and we're seeing this one even higher with that IU Indy team, the highest scoring team, I think, out there. This one getting steamed to the over here right now up to 183.5. I guess Detroit wants to play that game. We're seeing this one 4.5 point move so far today with the IU Indianapolis and Detroit. IU Indy, that track meet team, they should change their name to the Racers or something with the way they play. All right, so don't forget, get more plays from me every day by subscribing. That's how you support me here on the Sports Money Network. Keep me coming back here every day. You guys keep me coming back here every day and do our previews together. Let's say hello to some more folks. Terrell is here. And 3 a.m. Ghost. Wow, hello. Nice to have 3 a.m. Ghost in here. That sounds like me. Nuke is here as well. Bobby Mack is ready to go in the chat. Hey, everyone, like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Robert's loving what's going on there in the NBA. And Mr. 4600 is here, ready to roll with us a little bit here this morning. Thank you, Mr. 4600. All right, we'll get rolling here with the previews in just a moment, and want to appreciate everybody for coming along. I'm just kind of setting things up a little bit here. Make sure we got the show ready to go, but I want to talk a little bit of college basketball and maybe a little bit of college football. Yesterday we saw the release of the top teams in the college football playoff poll. Ohio State number 1, followed by Indiana. Of course, they'll play this weekend. You got Georgia 3, Texas Tech 4, Oregon 5, Ole Miss 6, Texas A&M 7, Oklahoma 8, Alabama 9, Notre Dame 10, and BYU 11. From there, you've got Miami number 12, but we know there's big issues there with the situation in the ACC and what's going to happen this weekend in the game between Duke and Virginia. So just on the outside looking in, then is Texas at 13, Vanderbilt 14, and the top group of 5 teams, Tulane, North Texas, and James Madison there. So that will shake down this coming weekend. We'll see which teams get in and which teams might get shafted in the college football playoff. College basketball last night got underway in conference play, and we brought a winner home on the morning steam yesterday in the Oregon USC game, as USC got the win. Ducks led by 10 late in the first half. The Trojans, despite a few injuries to their team, Oregon also had a key injury, but USC was missing key players. Still, Oregon came into the game 0-7 against the spread, and USC got the win. They're 8-0 right now. Oregon's lost its last 4 games, all against top 100 teams. So the Oregon Ducks are going to be chasing uphill here right now to start the season in the Big Ten, as USC got the win. Purdue beat Rutgers 81-65. Rutgers is 0-3 against top 100s. Purdue is 8-0 on the number 57 schedule in the country. And the other team in the Big Ten to get the conference season started was Michigan State. They rocked Iowa 71-52. And yeah, we had the pick here on the Morning Steam Show with Michigan State yesterday coming through. College winners were pretty okay here yesterday on the show. We also brought you some winners here with Connecticut in their win over Kansas. Kansas led 33-29 at halftime, but Connecticut improved to 7-1 with 3 top 100 wins, as the Jayhawks were without their star freshman who missed his 7th straight game in Peterson there yesterday. Also, Marquette over Valparaiso yesterday, 75-72 in overtime. Valpo led by 8 with 7 minutes to go, but Marquette comes back to win. They are 0-4 versus top 100s, however. And their point guard there, Jones, he missed his 6th straight game, but they were able to come away with the victory. Also, ACC SEC Challenge, spectacular game last night with Duke hitting a 3-pointer with 20 seconds to go in the game for the 67-66 win over Florida there yesterday. We were on Duke to roll them, but Florida did a great job. Florida is doing a great job right now. Also, big games with Kentucky loses to North Carolina 67-65. They led by 6 with 5:50 left, but North Carolina had a 10 or 11 edge on the boards there and got the win 67-64 as an underdog at Kentucky. Big win for North Carolina. Texas A&M over Pitt 81-77. Pitt led by 4 with 6.5 to go, and A&M rallied to improve to 7-2 under Coach McMillan, who was great with Samford. And he's got Texas A&M and moving a little bit here despite a couple losses so far. Virginia Tech over South Carolina, 86-83 in overtime. Tech is 7-2 with 3 wins against top 100s. Syracuse over Tennessee, 62-60 is fourth straight top 20 game for Syracuse. They had lost 3 straight, but won this one as their forward Carey had 22 points in 23 minutes, the Vols Carey had 23 points in 20 minutes off the bench for an impressive performance. Also, Miami 75-66 over Ole Miss. Miami's 7-2. Georgia rocked Florida State, and Notre Dame edged Missouri 76-71. Oklahoma discarded Wake Forest with a big second half, and Oklahoma's 6-2 at the ACC and Big 12 or ACC SEC challenge there yesterday. All right. We're going to get ready for action here. A couple moves came in while I was yapping, and it is Akron, the Zips, taking some steam here just moments ago in their game today against Bucknell. Akron was a 21-point favorite, but they were on the move just a few moments ago, and Akron is up to a 24-point favorite right now, a 3-point move at the most here in their game against Bucknell. Also, South Dakota State took some steam in their matchup today against Northern Arizona. The steam also came in on the under in that game, but just moments ago it was South Carolina State taking the steam here in their matchup against Northern Arizona, and South Dakota State is a 3.5-point favorite. It opened about 2.5, so not a huge move there. Also, the steam, like I said, came in on the under earlier. It was as high as 150.5, and it's currently 149.5. And also, that's it for now, but there'll be more, promise. Might be better than me. Okay, we're going to preview first NBA. Let's get ready to go here. A few more folks rolling in, so I think we're kind of ready to go right now. Let's see who else came by. Yeah, okay, let's see here. Yeah, Chris Paul, I mean, right in the middle of his victory tour, right? Terrell says in there, I guess just isn't working out here with Chris Paul here at this point. Who knows where could Chris Paul, I mean, I don't think he's done here. Couldn't he sign somewhere here, do you think, right now? But, man, just seems kind of bizarre that the Clippers, I mean, yeah, it's been a disaster here for the Clippers, and maybe the chemistry's all messed up, so they got to figure out what's going on, but I guess they just sent him home. The Clippers, do they really know what they're doing? Hey, sports money is money, says Justin. Nice to see you in there today. Maybe the Pacers, says Mr. 4600. Stop Geo's here today. D Money's ready to roll with us. Chosen one as well, says, how about Tennessee Tech taking the move here? Greg talking about a few winners in there as well. Bar is here, ready to go. Plant-based, thank you. Nice to see you in the chat. And Greg with some other winners in there as well. All right. Let's get to the show here and get to our picks and your picks as well. I want to hear from you in the chat. Hey, if you do make a comment in the chat, you'll be eligible for a drawing here at the end of the show where I'm going to give away some of my picks because, they're just hot in demand here lately with our promotion here at the end. Just type something into the chat, and I'll make you eligible for a drawing at the end of the show to win some free picks from me. I just want to get some people signed up. Seems like a good way to do it. So just get ready to make some comments here in the chat during the show, and we'll have a drawing at the end. All right? Let's get rolling here right now with our picks and to get ready to go in the NBA with our first matchup of the day on our pretty big NBA card here actually today, right? The 9-game card here with the Nuggets are taking on the Pacers to get us rolling here on the show for a Wednesday. And they got the Nuggets here favored on the road, favored by 7.5. Total here 236 right now. This one's gone up, I believe, since I've entered in these numbers. Why don't I just wait until right before the show? And then I wouldn't have to worry about the line moves. But then I'd have to get up at 3:30 in the morning instead of 4 in the morning or 4:30 or how many ever times I can hit the shorter the card, the more times I can hit the snooze button in the middle of the night. A little bit of steam coming in right now, real quick here. I know we're just starting NBA, but Northeastern and Holy Cross taking some steam here right now in their matchup this afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. We're seeing steam to the under here with Northeastern and Holy Cross right now. Big time move in this one today. There were big moves yesterday as well. This one was 148 on the on some openers. Generally, however, 145 was the general opener. So we're seeing this one, though, move to the under here to 144 between Northeastern and Holy Cross. All right. Nuggets and Pacers getting us started here with the Nuggets favored by 7.5. And the total here is 236. Nuggets are coming in here off of a loss last time out to Dallas at home, 131 to 121 is 11.5 point favorite. They got flat out upset at home by the Mavs. Still, the Nuggets are 7-3 against the spread on the road this season, 11-7 to the against the spread as a favorite for the Pacers here is 7-4 against the spread at home so far this season, and 10-8 against the spread as an underdog. So both these teams in okay roles here. Pacers are off a loss, 135-119. This is their fourth straight home game here right now for the Pacers. You guys are welcome to start your comments in the chat, and I'll get to those. But for Denver here, Denver comes in right now having won 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams. Denver's won 7 straight on the road right now, but the Pacers are still 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games overall, which is amazing considering that they're 4-17 overall this season. The Pacers have been disrespected almost by the public. The way I look at things, when you're 4-17 and you're a modest 7-4 ATS at home, you're getting you're getting there. You're finding a way to get there. Is what it feels like. 4 of the last 5 beatings between these two teams have gone under. Denver's gone over in 5 straight. They're also 12-6 to the over as a favorite, but Indiana is 7-11. Always open. 7-11 to the under as a dog. So I want to hear from you in this one between Denver and the Pacers here today. You see that total going up, man. I'm having some under regret here because I'm starting to think this one could go that way. But let me hear from you in the chat, and then I'll make my pick with the Nuggets and Denver. You guys are hot and ready to go in here. All right, Chosen One giving out some plays in there for some other games tonight, but And yeah, Timmy, where is it going to end up? The Lakers can't fit. I don't think the Lakers can fit Paul in. That would be the one consideration. But Idaho taking some steam here, real quick, if I may, in their game against North Dakota. Idaho was a 9.5 point favorite, but right now we're seeing the steam come in here on Idaho, and Idaho is now upwards of 10.5 here. Idaho taking the steam against North Dakota.
Critical notice.
Going through some of the moves here. Blake says Tennessee Tech kind of going with it. Gooey McDougal, hello. He's got some action for us as well. And Mr. 4600, I think, likes the under in this one and maybe another one. Vara wants to go over here. T-Bird going to go with Jokic to hit 12 points in the first quarter. Greg's ready to go on the next game already. He's saying speed it up. And let's see here. Hey, Dylon in the chat. Good to have Dylon here this morning. Wish we were ready to go with a hockey already, but Dylon has some other plays hopefully for us. Big card today, everyone, in the EPL. We got a big pack of games at 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific. Terrell talking about Murray, but what is Murray's status going to be in this game? I think that's one of the questions maybe I should be talking about here on the show. He is questionable with an ankle injury. Strother is out here. Gordon's been out, of course. Brown's been out now for a few weeks. Jokic actually on the list with that wrist soreness, but he is probable. Furpy questionable for the Pacers. Justin with some props in here as well. Robert likes the over in this one. Timmy Two Shoes, the Pacers won't miss their shot. Or let's see, he'll be over on his board because the Pacers will be missing shots, is what Greg says. Got those early games. AJ is in the chat. Thank you, AJ. 9 Legacy says Pacers spread here. Fernando in the chat. And he's got the Nuggets in this one. Plan based on the Nugs. Mr. 4600 says this total's been dropping 4 points. Okay. Well, I don't know. I've got it 236, right? Gooey with some plays in college ball. Dylon likes the Nuggets here. Maybe Barr just ship him to Brooklyn. Ship Chris Paul to Brooklyn. Terrell says Braun's going to be out a whole month. I think that's about a month, right, Terrell? Greg's got some college plays for us right now. Thank you, Greg. Dylon likes the Pacers team total under. And Mr. 4600 said this thing opened at 240. Wow. Oh, man, no wonder. Okay, well, I think it's on the way back up here a little bit. I saw as low as 234 last night, and I was thinking, that's what I was saying, it's going back up here. Crazily enough, it feels like to be, man. All right, well, I got to make my call on this one between Denver and Indiana here. Indiana's done a pretty nice job, it feels like to me, covering these numbers right now. And even with how bad they are, Denver's been winning all these games. I'm going to take the Pacers here to get the money. And they just keep finding a way to get the money, the way I see it. And Greg here is right on the number here, pretty much. All right. Greg says they'll win tonight. Denver off a loss here, says Barr. Come back to score 120 and 3 a.m. Ghost. Nice contributor here in the chat. I'm going to take the Pacers in this one plus the points here tonight.
Halftime.
All right. Thank you, Gooey. Appreciate that. Let's keep it moving here right now with the next one here up, and it's going to be the Spurs on the road taking on the Magic here in this one. And we've got the Spurs here an underdog by 8.5, and the total 235.5 in this one, with the Magic favored here against the Spurs. The Spurs are doing a pretty good job despite the fact that Wembanyama has been injured. They're not only they're winning games still here without Wemby. It feels like right now they've won 3 of their last 4. We know Wembanyama's been out here for quite a while with that calf injury, but still, the Spurs have been doing a pretty decent job. Now, Orlando's hot all of a sudden. They've won 3 straight games coming into this one with wins here over Philadelphia. They covered 8 points or 5 points in that one. They beat Detroit and were 3.5-point dogs, and they beat Chicago, although they did not cover in that one. Still a winning streak here for Orlando.
Major line move.
Orlando coming in here with a decent record of 13-8. San Antonio 14-6. San Antonio just 3-5-1, however, against the spread on the road, but they are 4-2 against the spread as an underdog for the Magic here. They are just 7-9 against the spread as a favorite. Let me fix that totals graphic there. And there we go. But yeah, this one currently down here to maybe to 235 here at this point in this one, with the Jordan McLaughlin questionable. And it does look like, though, the Spurs getting a little bit healthy here anyway. And let's hear from you guys in the chat on this one between the Spurs and the Magic here tonight. The Spurs have covered 6 of their last 8 games coming in, and they've gone over in 10 of their last 15. Spurs have won 6 of their last 8. However, they've failed to cover in 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams over the last few seasons. Orlando 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games. Orlando's gone over in 7 of their last 8 overall. They've won 6 of 7 coming in, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. You guys can make your play. I'm going to pass along another steam move here real quick. It's on Cal Baptist in their game against BYU. They're playing this one in Salt Lake City tonight against Cal Baptist. And Cal Baptist was getting 21 points originally here, but right now it's gone down. Cal Baptist is taking the action here today against BYU, and BYU is down to a 19-point favorite, so about a 2-point move there, with Cal Baptist taking the steam against BYU. How about that? Let's go to the chat with you guys right now and see what you got here in this one. Spurs and Magic. VAR is on the Spurs here. Orlando for cash gain. Justin likes the over here in this one at, 234 now, huh? And let's see here. Magic coming in with an extra day of rest. Of course, the Spurs played that game last night against Memphis, and it went overtime. Spurs won 126-119 in overtime as a 5.5-point favorite. Got that win. Memphis played pretty well, but they didn't get much to show for it. Meanwhile, let's see here. Roberts on the over. And let's see. Magic good at home with a good offense. Yeah, they're not terrific against the spread at home. I mean, they are 8-3 straight up here, and but just 5-6 against the spread. Seems like a lot of points, really. I mean, the Spurs continue to cover numbers here, but maybe the situation is right because of the Spurs coming off the back-to-back. Johnny, 9 legacy here. Spurs on the spread and sprinkle that money line. D-Money's on the over. Plant-based just says how Magic money line works. And let's see here. Magic by double digits, says Terrell. And let's see. Greg here. I think Greg is kind of leaning towards... Oh, that was his Denver pick there. Robert here is on the Spurs here as well. All right. I'll make my call, but, that's what, to me, the Spurs, like I said, they just continue to do a good job here, no doubt. Without Wemby in the lineup, they continue to cover, play hard. Obviously, a little bit difficult here on the back-to-back, but Magic don't seem like world beaters necessarily here. I'm going to have to take the Spurs in this one, plus the points tonight against Orlando.
Major line move.
Next up, the Trailblazers are on the road taking on the Cavs. Portland here, a road underdog, getting 10.5, total 240.5. Portland coming in 8-13 now with 3 consecutive losses here. Losses this past segment here to San Antonio at home, Oklahoma City at home, and Toronto on the road. But they did cover the last 2 there. They covered against the Thunder. They covered against the Raptors. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they are 13-9. They've lost 3 of 4, but are coming in here off of a win last time out against Indiana, 135-119 on the road as they got the money, stopping a 3-game losing streak. Cavaliers are one of the worst teams against the spread this season, despite a 13-9 record overall and 12-7 straight up as a favorite. They're 7-15 against the spread, 3-9 against the spread at home, and 6-13 against the spread as a favorite. Meanwhile, for Portland, they're 10-3 against the spread on the road, despite an 8-13 record overall and a 5-8 straight up record. I meant to say a 10-3 record is an underdog here. The road actually not so kind to Portland, but maybe they've been overrated a little bit on those games. They're 5-7 against the spread on the road, but as an underdog, 10-3 against the spread overall. So can't think of many situations where they might have been favored a little bit on the road, but they've also been obviously a home dog quite a bit.
Steam play.
All right, Southern Illinois taking some steam here real quick before we get to some of the picks on the game between the Trailblazers and the Cavaliers. For Southern Illinois, they're taking the steam right now in their matchup this afternoon here with High Point. Southern Illinois was a 10.5-point dog originally, but they're taking the action here against High Point, and they are currently down here to +8. So about 2.5-point move there as Southern Illinois taking the steam here against High Point. All right, I'm going to go to the chat right now and get your plays in this one between the Trailblazers and the Cavaliers. And it's going to be 9 Legacy starting us off. He's on the Cavs and laying it. Justin likes the Blazers here. I mean, 10-3 ATS as a dog, and Cleveland isn't covering any spreads. So maybe they're due to start kicking in gear here a little bit, but it's been enough of a struggle here for Cleveland just to try to keep up a little bit. And, they've been fine, 13-9. Like I said, they do have injuries here tonight too, no doubt. Sam Merrill is out. Jared Allen is out. Larry Nance is out for the Cavs. Lonzo Ball is probable. Drew Holiday questionable for Portland. Cascade. Portland plus the points here. And Greg's got a big one here. Greg says take Cleveland here for sure. Greg got a big plays here. Cleveland and the over. His numbers come way over here. Whenever Greg's numbers aren't hit right on, you know you've got an action spot from him. Robert likes the over here in this one. The widely reported steam came in on the under, but I don't know if I see it that way. I see it more maybe the way Robert has it here. Maybe the Cavs can cover one with the Blazers maybe in a little bit of a tough spot here. Blazers on the back-to-back, and they played at Toronto last night. Like we said, they did lose, but they got the money. And Justin says they cover on back-to-backs too. And maybe Timmy says Cavs first half. Greg says fade the teams that played yesterday because remember, this is Wednesday, the dog day. Wait a minute. If we're fading the teams that played yesterday, Portland played yesterday and they're an underdog. Robert likes Portland here. And I'll make my call, but look, I think maybe the stats for me kind of dictate what I'm looking at here. I'm going to take the Portland Trailblazers with those big points on Wednesday. All right. All right, next up, the Clippers on the road here, taking on the Hawks, and the Hawks are favored by 3.5, and this total 226.5. So a little bit of move on the Hawks here, a little bit of move to the under here. I probably typed these in about 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours ago now that the show started. Here's some steam coming in. College basketball. We already talked about IU Indianapolis. They're trying to steal the show here today. With the move here on IU Indy, we just said the steam came in on the over. Now the steam's coming in on IU Indy. IU Indy was a 4-point dog coming in, but now they're down to 2.5 here right now. 1.5 move. IU Indy taking the steam here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, Clippers. Boy, just released Chris Paul. They've lost a gazillion in a row. At least Atlanta has won 2 of their last 3 games coming in. Maybe this will be the chemistry move the Clippers need. Here's a steam move coming in on Northern Kentucky right now in their matchup with Cleveland State today. Northern Kentucky was a 10-point favorite, but Northern Kentucky's taking some steam here up to 11.5 right now. Northern Kentucky taking some action here against Cleveland State this morning. All right, for these Clippers right now, this a total disaster. Given the expectations, they're the worst. They're the worst team in the league. There are teams with worse records, but a total disaster. They not only they can't win, they can't even cover these spreads right now. They're 5-16 straight up, 5-16 against the spread, 3-7 against the spread as an underdog. Atlanta, meanwhile, they have covered a few games here of late. They're 9-4 against the spread. Their last 13 overall. Clippers have lost 5 straight, failed to cover in all of them. They are 7-3 against Atlanta in the last 10 meetings between the two teams, and they've won 4 out of the last 6 against Atlanta. Atlanta's gone over in 8 of their last 11 overall. 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Atlanta has gone over in 6 of 10 as a favorite, but the Clippers have gone over in 7 of 10 as an underdog and 7 of 11 on the road. See what you guys have in this one between the Clippers and Atlanta here today. Atlanta coming in off of a loss to Detroit, 99-98.
Steam play.
Ooh. Let's get a couple of moves here real quick if we can. Southern Illinois and High Point. Now the total is getting steamed here right now to the over for sure. Man, I thought we already saw a lot of steam on that one to the over
Major
there with
line
Southern Illinois and High Point. I was talking about that game last night, and I frankly gave out the over on a show last night with Southern Illinois and High Point at 161, but right now it's going way north of that. And said there in the chat, right, we get on some of these moves early. It's up to 163.5 right now, so about a 2.5 point move off the other number there with Southern Illinois and High Point. Also, you heard the other move. It was Mississippi State taking the action here against Georgia Tech. We'll preview that one later. Mississippi State was a 2.5 point favorite. Right now, that steam is going up here with Mississippi State at Georgia Tech, and Mississippi State's up to a 3.5 point favorite this morning. All right, Clippers and Hawks. Man, feels like Clippers will lose by 20, doesn't it? I mean, you wonder how much of this goes back. We talked about it several times, right? The Clippers are an organizational disaster with their, trying to circumvent Kawhi's salary and whatnot. Okay, we've got my San Diego State Aztecs here taking some steam right now in their matchup today. San Diego State's a pretty big favorite in their matchup tonight against Utah Valley. They were an 8-point favorite, but they've taken some steam here right now, and they are up, I believe, double digits here, up to 10.5 at some books, with San Diego State taking the steam against Utah Valley. Okay, here we go. We're going Clippers and Hawks in the chat. All right, let's see here. All right, Dylon says the Dogs hit on Monday and Tuesday so far. Here's Bar on the Clips. And Terrell. Terrell's talking old Pacino movies in there. And let's see, Greg says quick revenge here for the Hawks against the Atlanta quick revenge. Atlanta won the other meeting, I think, between these two. Atlanta won in LA 105-102. So, I don't know. Robert liking the under here. And Jimmy says somebody betting on the Clippers. Robert likes the Hawks here. All right. Also, let's see. Greg says the Clippers got only 5 wins. Johnson for his points here. D Money's on the under. All right. I got to take the Hawks here against these Clippers. My computer's telling me to take the Clippers. It says the Clippers are the spot, but this computer doesn't have eyes. So I'm going to take the Hawks here and lay it against these Clippers. I mean, come on.
Steam play.
All right, quick steam move here on a conference game in the Big Ten with Indiana and Minnesota. Seeing a move right now here with Indiana, Minnesota, steam to the over here in this one. It was 144 between Indiana and Minnesota. We're seeing that steam come in right now, and it's all the way up here to 147.5. Man, that's a 3.5 point move. They steamed it at 145, but still, Indiana, Minnesota steamed to the over here on the show. All right, Hornets and Knicks. Hornets coming in here 6-15. The Knicks are 13-7. Knicks have their winning streak snapped last time out yesterday in that loss to Boston, 123-117 on the road. The Knicks were pretty hot, but Boston was at home and got one on them. For the Hornets, they come in here off of a loss to Brooklyn. That can't be good. They were on the road. Before that, they'd beaten Chicago and Toronto at home. So had a little bit of success here, but it's really the Knicks that are the team to look at maybe here with a 10-1 spread record at home so far this season. Meanwhile, Charlotte is 9-8 against the spread as a dog, 4-6 against the spread on the road. But man, the Knicks at home have been dynamite. They've also covered 4 of their last 5, won 4 of their last 5. Charlotte's lost 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams, and Charlotte's just 2-6 against the spread their last 8 against New York. Charlotte comes in having lost 8 of their last 10 overall. They've gone under in 5 straight. They've also gone under in 12 of 17 games as an underdog so far this season. The Knicks have gone under in 4 of their last 5, and 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. We'll get your play in just a moment, but first we've got a steam move on the extra board here with Loyola, Maryland, and Hampton. We're seeing steam to the over here in this one with Loyola, Maryland, and Hampton. It was 140.5. We're seeing some steam here to the over. Loyola, Maryland, and Hampton. It's up here right now to 142.5 between Loyola, Maryland, and Hampton. Steam to the over right now on the show. Hornets and Knicks here. Let's hear from you in the chat. Get ready to go. With Dylon likes the Hawks to get us started. Greg here. Let's see. Dylon's going to see Dave Chappelle. That, who'd have thought? I mean, you think about it, right? Don't even take it for granted. One of the great comics of our time. And, you talk about whatever was going on in his life, right? When he took that hiatus and comes back as strong as ever. Sometimes we just need to chill out. Fernando, let's see. He had a play on the Clippers game. Team total under. Thank you. Bars on the Knicks here. Brunson off that rugged performance there. Cash game like in the Knicks. Terrell says Cat to have a strong performance here. Greg says he's kind of leaning to the Hornets. Robert's on the under here, and he's also on the Hornets in this one. Mr. 4600 says, how about the under in this game? I probably think so. Fernando's on it after all. And Greg says, the Knicks, they had to, it was really tough. Might have been tough on them yesterday, having to use so much energy for a road game against Boston. Justin likes Brunson to come back with a big night. All right, I'll make my call here in this one with Charlotte and the Knicks here. I mean, these Knicks are unstoppable at home right now. And against this Charlotte team, I'm going to have to take them to rock this one tonight by double digits. I'm willing to take the Knicks here in this one. Nets and Bulls
Major line move.
Tonight with the Bulls favored here at home by 8. Total 231.5. Brooklyn just 4-16 right now, but it's the Nets that are coming in here off of a win last time out, a win over Charlotte at home, as we mentioned. It's got the money there as a 4.5-point dog that snapped a losing streak. Meanwhile, the Bulls are on a 4-game losing streak. Man, they've given away all those games. Took advantage maybe of a heavy home schedule there first part of the season, and now they're really in a funk. Not only are they not winning, they're not winning against very good teams. Their losses were to New Orleans, Charlotte, Indiana, and Orlando. Orlando's pretty decent, obviously, but actually I think the Nets got the money in that one, but they failed to cover in several games before that, including those losses. In fact, they only beat Washington by 1 as a 12.5-point favorite. Talking about the Bulls. Anyways, for Brooklyn here, Brooklyn has covered for the last 6 meetings between these two teams. They've won 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Brooklyn's gone under in 7 straight games here, 9 of their last 10. They've gone under in 12 of 20 gone under in 12 of 20 so far this season. The Bulls have lost 5 of their last 6. They've gone just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games overall. 13 of the last 17 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The widely reported steam came in on the Nets in this
Major
game.
line move.
The some books offshore, one book did open the Bulls double digits, but still the reasonable line here at -8. Bulls have still won 10 of their last 13 games at home, dating back to last season. They're actually 6-2 straight up at home this season, but their Bulls are 1-8-1 against the spread as a favorite this season. So can they do it here against the even against the lowly Nets here? Let's go to the chat. See what you have in this one. And Cash Kane, he likes the Bulls on the money line here. And how about Giddy for Justin? He likes his big-time assist performance here tonight. Cash Kane not trusting the Bulls. Bobby Mack likes the under here. I think Greg likes the Nets here.
Major line move.
And Mr. Westford says, Bulls in a good spot here, maybe to roll tonight. Bars on the Nets. And Greg says, you see that move that steam came in on the Nets here. Kind of tough to want to put your investment here on the Nets, given their dismal record this season. But again, I just kind of point to that Bulls spread record at home, 1-8-1, really not getting the money at all. And if this game does go under, I think that's going to favor the Nets here to get the money. So I'm going to try them. Give me the Nets here tonight on the Morning Steam Show. Having some college steam coming in here right now. It's on Ball State. All right. Ball State taking the steam here against Evansville. They were a 7.5-point dog. And Ball State taking the money here against Evansville tonight. And Ball State is now here getting, let's see, was 7.5. We're down to 6.5 right now. It's not that big of a move, but the steam did come in on the over in that game as well overnight. Drilled it up here a little bit from 136 to 137, maybe
Urgent
137.5. All right, a little bit of breaking news here right now. It has been determined that Amon-Ra St. Brown downgraded here to doubtful for Thursday night's game. We've been wondering about that ankle injury, and it's not looking good here right now.
Major
This
line
one just in that Amon-Ra St. Brown downgraded to doubtful here for Thursday night's game against the Dallas Cowboys. All right, Pacific is taking some steam here right now in their matchup today against Air Force. Pacific was a 5-point favorite, but they're moving considerably higher here right now on the road against Air Force. Pacific currently is up to a 7-point favorite now, about a 2-point move overall on Pacific here in this one. All right, we're getting ready to go with your picks on the Nets and the Bulls. Or we did already, but there are a few more here, it looks like. Fernando, Nets first quarter and first half spread. Greg thinks that the Nets are kind of sneaky. I don't know. I think they're bad, but again, the Bulls just having trouble. Now, the Bulls are 5-2-1 against the spread at home. I got to give them that. But again, when you're 1-8-1 as a favorite, that you're barely getting it done here. All right, next up. The Kings are on the road here against the Rockets. The Kings here are 15.5-point dogs to the Rockets. Total 230.5 in this one. Sacramento's on a 3-game losing streak right now. They're 5-16 overall. Sacramento with consecutive losses here to Phoenix, Utah, and Memphis. Houston, meanwhile, had their 3-game losing streak snapped against Utah. Remember, they played that. What does Mike call them? The duplex games? What did he call them when they played back-to-back in the same city there? But remember, it was a little bit of a tough spot. They blasted Utah by 28 points, had to come back and play them the next night and lost to them by 8 points. So Utah hasn't been good, but they were able to get one over on Houston there to stop their 3-game winning streak coming in. Sacramento is one of the worst spread teams in the league, 7-14 ATS overall, 6-12 ATS as a dog. Houston, meanwhile, good spread numbers, 12-6 ATS and 10-6 ATS as a favorite. Houston's gone over in 10 of 16 games as a favorite. A little bit of steam coming in here real quick. Let me get this one to you. A big game in the ACC SEC Challenge here today with Auburn.
Critical notice.
Auburn is taking some steam here right now in their matchup here tonight. Auburn was a 6-point favorite against NC State, and that one has gone up here right now to Auburn at -8 here, about a 2-point move overall, 1.5 on the steam as Auburn takes the steam against NC State. All right, Kings and Rockets. What are you going to do here with this one? I'll go to the chat, see what you have here. In the matchup with Sacramento and Houston. Sacramento's actually won 9 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams, believe it or not. Still, Houston's covered 7. Houston's covered 7 of their last 10. They've won 13 of 16. 9 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Sacramento's just 3-10 ATS in their last 13 overall. Sacramento's also gone under in 7 of their last 9. I like a lot of unders actually today. Sacramento's lost 11 of their last 13 overall coming in. Let's see what you have in this one. First, one move here. Steam move came in on Denver. Denver taking the steam against Eastern Washington tonight. Denver was a 2.5-point favorite, but the steam came in here just a moment ago, and now Denver is a 3.5-point favorite pretty much against Eastern Washington. Get your plays in the chat, Kings and Rockets. Here's VAR. VAR is on the Kings in this one. And Cash Kane liking the Kings here. Greg likes Houston to rock here. Crush them, that big number. And that's a big time over as well there, I believe. No, let's see. 228. No, that's an under actually for Greg there. Robert's on the under here. He also likes the Kings. That number's pretty big. And Houston's well rested and can take Sacramento out to the woodshed, says Greg. All right. Well, Sacramento's pretty well rested too. I think they've actually had more rest than Houston here. But again, just a kind of a big mismatch. It does feel like right now. All right, I'll make my call on this one. I'm going to lay it here with Houston. Give me the Rockets here to blast the Kings tonight. And a couple more here in the NBA. Next up, all right, the Pistons are taking on the Bucks here. You know, we're getting the schedule. Last game is at 8:40 Eastern tonight, huh? Got the Bucks here favored in this one. the Pistons, of course, favored in this one by 4.5 right now, and the total here 230.5. Well, Detroit's won a couple in a row here. They're 17-4 this season. They continue to rock. Doesn't seem like there's any waiting for them to kind of come back to the pack, but they just beat Atlanta 99-98. Now, they didn't get the money in that one, but they did get the win over Miami on the road as a 3.5-point dog to snap a 2-game losing streak. Meanwhile, for Milwaukee, they're off a loss at Washington the other night, 129-126. We know that at first they had a few okay games with Giannis and then without Giannis, and then started to struggle. But Giannis here in the lineup, so we'll see for Milwaukee how that goes. There's still a dog here. In fact, I'm seeing 5 here at some spots even right now. The Pistons moving higher. Giannis is probable, of course. Duncan Robinson questionable for the Pistons here. Gary Harris questionable for the Bucks. Kevin Porter Jr. questionable for the Bucks. Milwaukee's failed to cover in 7 of their last 9 games overall. They've lost 8 of their last 9 overall. 5 straight meetings between these familiar opponents have gone over. Right now, Milwaukee, however, has gone under in 4 of their last 5. Milwaukee has defeated Detroit in 13 of the last 14 matchups between these two teams. But obviously, Detroit's been hot. They've won 8 of their last 9 on the road. However, they're just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. We know the Bucks, got to start getting a little bit better sometime. They're not awful. Here I'm behind now by a couple of steam moves. Let me get these in. Central Arkansas here is taking the steam in their matchup with Arkansas Little Rock. Getting down in Arkansas here tonight. Central Arkansas is taking this steam here. This one's at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Central Arkansas is taking the steam here in this one. They're up to a 2.5-point favorite against Arkansas Little Rock. And just moments before that, Mississippi Valley taking the steam in the game against UL Monroe. They were getting 11.5, but they took the action here, it looks like. This one also at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. It's down to 9.5 here in this one. Mississippi Valley took the steam against Monroe. All right, I guess I'm ready for you guys here in this one with the Pistons and the Bucks. I think it's only fair to maybe move it up there to, when I write it on my sheet here, up to 5. Maybe a lot of 4.5 still out there as well, but showing the sharp books actually are up to 5 right now in this matchup. So, look, Bucks have been, struggling a little bit for sure, but they are 6 up and 6 down ATS at home. Pistons have been, good, no doubt, but starting to creep up there a little bit, and they've given a few back here against the spread. Let's see what you got in the chat. All right, here's Justin says, take the Bucks at home here. Greg, I think that might be a Bucks play right there and an over. Here's Cash Cane Bucks money line. Robert's on the over as well. And Timmy says the whole world's betting on the Rockets, I think. And Greg says his favorite game of the day is Arkansas and Louisville. All right. And Chosen One says you got a little bit of in-season revenge here. Double-digit revenge. Yeah, it was 129-116 in that matchup here just a couple of weeks ago as Detroit rocked them on the road. So give me the Bucks here tonight. I'll take the Bucks at home plus those points against the awesome Pistons. All right, I got one more in the NBA, and then we're off to college land where I think I got a dozen games, so get ready. The Heat and the Magic here tonight. Is that no? That's not right. The Mavericks, not the Magic. That'd be hard. That'd be hard to do. Man, the Magic would have to travel a couple of time zones, and they wouldn't even get there to halftime. Okay, Heat here on the road, favored by 5.5. This total has gone up to 241, maybe even 241.5 right now. Man, move to the over there. Miami coming in 14-7 right now, still playing pretty well. Coming in here off of a win over the Clippers, 140-123. I think they got the number for sure, right? That was after they lost to Detroit that snapped their winning streak. The Heat, they're much better at home, everybody says, but they're 5-3-1 on the road against the spread, and also 6-4 against the spread as a favorite, going up against a Dallas team that's 5-8 against the spread at home, although 10-6 against the spread as an underdog. So maybe Miami just 4-5 straight up on the road. Dallas is just 4-9, however, straight up at home, and they don't really win at all. And Miami usually wins as a favorite, but doesn't always get the money. They're 6-2 straight up as a favorite. Dallas 4-12 straight up as a dog. Let's get your plays here if you want. In this one, Miami's won 7 of their last 8. They've only covered 1 out of the last 5 against Dallas. Miami's gone over in 12 of their last 16 on the road, dating back to last season. Miami just 1-4 against the spread here in Dallas. Dallas has lost 12 of their last 17. They've lost 6 of their last 8 at home. They've gone under in 6 of their last 8 games overall. But what do you got here in this one, chat? Chosen One likes the Heat here to get it done. VAR here is on the over. Robert likes the Heat here. And Greg just likes him. He loves him, but he doesn't like him really to cover too much here. Robert's on the over here. And Terrell says, what about the totals today? Yeah, I got a lot of this. I'm on the sides here tonight. Just part of the format here, I think, there, Terrell. Chosen One Heat first half. And also here, always reciting the record there. I'm going to take the Mavs here at home plus the points. And that's a look at the NBA here on the morning steam. Thank you to the chat. Great job. We're going to college ball here because we've got action here in just about 90 minutes here. And I'm going to look at all 3 of the early games today. One's at 3 Pacific and noon. 3 Eastern and noon Pacific. I'll look at that one as well. Let's go to the extra board here today to get things started. First up, all right, here we go with Tennessee Tech taking on Lipscomb here. In this one, we got a Blake special here with these two. We already just said just a few moments ago the steam came in on Texas Tech here. On the over in Texas Tech and Lipscomb. Also, the steam came in on Lipscomb overnight. Current line here is down to 9 or 9.5 when I type this one in. Wow. Okay, let's call it I think we can call it a solid 9 here. The move might be actually on Tennessee Tech. And we've seen the total move lower as well to 150.5. Interesting moves here. Tennessee Tech comes in 3-5 straight up. Lipscomb is 4-4, but they've won 3 in a row coming in. Lipscomb with wins over Western Carolina, Marshall, and Southeast Missouri. They're 1-0 against the spread as a home favorite so far. Tennessee Tech's 3-0 against the spread as an underdog.
Major line move.
They got a win and cover against Upstate on the road, 88-84. However, they're coming in off of losses to Georgia and Kentucky. They were getting over 35 points in those games and did not cover. They also failed to cover against West Georgia, so that's not good. These two teams did not play last year, but Lipscomb did win at Tennessee Tech 96-65 back in 23, and in 22 at home, Lipscomb won it just 64-63. So let's hear from you in the chat if you want to comment here. We're getting ready with our first 3 games of the day here. Tennessee Tech has lost 4 of the last 5 games against Lipscomb. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. I'll go to the chat now and see what you have in this one with Lipscomb hosting Tennessee Tech. All right, VAR says Tennessee Tech plus the points. Dylan. All right. Let's see here. Greg likes Lipscomb here. In and over, it looks like there. Yeah. Okay. And Greg says easy money for Lipscomb here to blast Tennessee Tech. Wow. That steam came in on Lipscomb, I think down to 9. I think that is what's going to put me on Lipscomb here in this one. Seeing back and forth action on this total, but down to 150.5. All right, give me Lipscomb here. I'm going to take them on the show here, -9 now. I'll take Lipscomb for a double-digit win here. All right, another early one here at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. This is Pine Bluff taking on Illinois Chicago. Pine Bluff is 0-8 here right now, and they're not really covering too many of them. They are 3-5 ATS, 1-3 ATS as a dog, but Illinois Chicago isn't much better against the spread despite a 4-3 record, 2-0 at home. They're 1-3 against the spread as a favorite here by. It's down to 16 here a little bit. Even though the steam came in on Illinois Chicago, the numbers kind of moved towards Pine Bluff. And also the steam came in on the under here, but it's like 162.5, maybe even 163 here right now. There we go. Illinois Chicago's 5-1 to the over so far this season. Also, Pine Bluff 3-1 to the over as an underdog here coming into this one. See if you have a pick in this one here this afternoon with Pine Bluff and Illinois Chicago. Illinois Chicago coming in off of a loss to Robert Morris on the road, 88-74. They did not cover, but before that they did beat the Screaming Eagles, 84-73. They lost to High Point, 90-80. They did beat Chicago State, but only by 4 points and didn't get the money there. Then, in fact, it was 67-63. Pine Bluff, meanwhile, comes in here off of a 27-point loss to Miami O. They lost to Marshall by 28. They lost to SMU by 26. They lost to Vandy by 29. They played a reasonable schedule for, getting their paydays out there, traveling
Major
around.
line move.
And they're on the road here again. That's what Pine Bluff does. Go around. It's almost like a traveling team. So these games always seem to be tough to me. I don't mean tough to handicap necessarily. I mean tough on Pine Bluff. But hey, they've gotten the money enough times here. But I can't do it. I can't do it. Ain't gonna do it. And I'm going to take Illinois Chicago to crush Pine Bluff. All right, let's see here. Robert likes the under in this one. Barr likes the under here as well. Greg likes the over in this one. I'll take Illinois Chicago. All right, one more kind of early start, before pre-gaming. That's what these games are. So we gotta handicap all the weekday games. That's what we do, right? Northeastern comes in here to take on. New Hampshire comes in here today to take on Dartmouth, and you've got Dartmouth, a 9.5 point favorite here in this one, and the total 148.
Steam play.
Woo! Let's get a little steam in here real quick, and then we'll continue. Cleveland State,
Major
Northern
line move.
Kentucky. We're seeing some steam here. We already said that Northern Kentucky took the steam. Now there's steam to the over. Oh boy, I didn't see this coming. Steam to the over here, Cleveland State and Northern Kentucky. This one was 155 around the opener here, but we're seeing it go up here right now to 158.5. So kind of a big move here on Cleveland State and Northern Kentucky to the over. That steam coming in there right now. All right. Do I have the time wrong on this one, you guys? Oh, they moved this one to 4 p.m. Oh, well, hey, that's okay. We're into the 4 p.m. group, but a time change here, I guess. All right, my bad. But hey, I put it in and I programmed it in, and after all, we don't have any afternoon games on this portion of the betting board. So I'll go ahead and go through with it here with New Hampshire and Dartmouth. Bad job by the host there, or good job. We got another game to look at. All right, and what do we got here? For New Hampshire, now I gotta find it. For New Hampshire here, they are 2-6 right now, but they're on a big losing streak. Dartmouth comes in here 2-3 overall. New Hampshire, several losses in a row here right now. They just lost to Fairfield by 4, although they did get the money in that one. New Hampshire is 3-2 against the spread on the road. Meanwhile, Dartmouth, they pretty poor against the spread, actually. 1-3 ATS overall, 0-2 ATS at home as a favorite. Dartmouth just 1-2 straight up at home, but New Hampshire's lost all their road games so far this season. Dartmouth has gone over in 3 of 4, and New Hampshire's gone under in 4 of 6 games coming in. So, all right, this one kind of caught me by surprise there with that time change today. So, I still have my play here ready to go in this one, and I got to take New Hampshire plus the points here. The steam came in on New Hampshire, and we're still getting here. Let's see here. Yeah, we're still getting 9.5. That's good enough for me. I'm taking New Hampshire in this one at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on the time change. All right, and let's see here. Robert likes the under in this one. Greg says it'll be an easy win. He likes Dartmouth to actually cover in this one. All right, we get to the major games now, or the big games that I wanted to talk about. You guys already mentioned one of them. Let's go to it. Louisville and Arkansas in the SEC ACC Challenge here, with Louisville coming in undefeated, 7-0. They're ranked 6th in the country. Arkansas ranked 25th. They are coming in here off of a loss. Snapped their winning streak last time out when they lost to Duke, 80-71, but they got the money in that one. Louisville's 2-0 against the spread as a favorite, 1-0 against the spread on the road. Louisville here. I said undefeated. They just beat New Jersey Institute of Technology 104-47. They covered just 43.5 points. They also covered 33.5 against Eastern Michigan. They beat Cincinnati by 10. They beat Ohio U by 25. And they won and covered against Kentucky here. But the widely reported steam did come in on Arkansas in this game. Still, the spread here is, and this one I should note the time change, so I might be out of order here. I think this one has actually been moved to 7:15 Eastern, 4:15 Pacific. Louisville is up to a 3.5-point favorite here in this one. Even though Arkansas reportedly took the steam, that hasn't been the case with the move, so steam isn't always right here. In fact, we mentioned the steam kind of had their winning streak snapped on Monday. I mean, it almost seems like it's been all season that the moves, even the ones here on the show, had been clicking, but over on Monday was a losing day. But so far for this week, kind of evened it out here right now. College basketball steam, the games are reported to you, and then just got to take my word for it, but I'm just reading it off the site here. 52-41 here over the first 2 days of the week. So that still squares it out a little bit. Remember, you're not always going to get the best of the numbers. So 52% isn't going to get it done with the steam. You're going to have to hit upwards of 54 or 55. But right now, that'll get it done there with that record, barely. Okay, let's see what you got here. If you like this one with Louisville and Arkansas today. And like I said, up to 3.5 here with Louisville. All right. And let's see here. Greg's the only one here that likes this one, apparently. Maybe Robert here. Or is that the last one? Let's see here. Okay. Greg says Greg's got an upset. He's got exactly the opposite here. When you see Greg getting off those lines here, that's a strong play for him for sure. All right, I'll make my call here on this one with Louisville and Arkansas here. And I got to go with the Hogs in this one. Give me Arkansas plus those points. Get an extra 1.5 here. I'll take Arkansas against Louisville here in this one. Okay, nothing really from you guys in that one here. How about Clemson taking on Alabama? And Alabama here coming in 5-2. Clemson 7-1. Alabama has won their last 2 games with wins over Maryland and UNLV. Clemson, meanwhile, is on a 4-game winning streak with wins over North Alabama, West Virginia, Georgia, and Alabama A&M. Alabama here just 1-3 against the spread at home, although they are 2-1 against the spread as a favorite. Clemson's 2-0 to the over on the road so far this season. See what you folks have here in this one with Alabama and Clemson in the ACC SEC Challenge here on Wednesday. Go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one. And Robert likes the over here. Justin's likes Alabama. And Greg here on Alabama as well. I think he's actually on Clemson, though, given these numbers. I think he likes Clemson here and the under. That's an under there for sure for Greg. And Robert also liking the Clemson Tigers here in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on Clemson here, and it's probably maybe down to 10.5 a little bit, 166.5. I think we can update the line a little bit. There we go. But yeah, a little bit of loss of value here maybe in that one. So I'm going to take the over here in this one at 166.5. Give me the over with Clemson here and Alabama. Okay. Next up, we got Big Ten action here. Conference
Major
game
line
with
move.
Indiana taking on Minnesota. Indiana comes in 7-0. They're ranked 22nd in the country. Minnesota's lost 3 straight here right now. They're just 4-4. They lost to San Francisco, lost to Stanford, and lost to Santa Clara. So they were underdogs in the 2 of those games and failed to cover on the road against Stanford and Santa Clara. Meanwhile, for Indiana, they come in here undefeated, 5-2 against the spread. Also 5-1 against the spread as a favorite. Minnesota just 2-6 against the spread so far, and 0-3 against the spread as an underdog. So hasn't been good for Minnesota so far with these games. In fact, they started 2-0 against the spread and have failed to cover now in 6 straight, having lost 4 of their last 6 overall. They've gone under in 5 of their last 7 games overall. Indiana's been kind of an over this year. Minnesota 1-2 to the under as a dog. These 2 teams met last season, and it was 82-67. IU got the win and the cover. IU's kind of owned this series here. They've covered 8 of the last 9 meetings between these 2 teams overall. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here. That total on the screen is very stale and needs to be updated. Current line on this game is 149 and 149. Okay, 9 and 144.5. Okay, so it got built up here a little bit and then it came back down. I saw it go as high as 147 here overnight. Now this one is at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific time. We'll go to the chat and get your plays here in this one. Here we go. Minnesota for Terrell. He says, not only is it hard to win, but now you got to cover here as well, even against a Minnesota. Yeah, Indiana. What is Indiana, the world superpower in sports here right now? Robert liking Minnesota. Minnesota's good at home, says Greg. Justin's on Minnesota as well. Robert likes the under in this one. I'm actually going over, though. I'm going against my man Robert here. Give me the over here with Indiana and Minnesota tonight at 144.5. Terrell has IU by just 5 here. And Greg says he just played different on the road. Yeah, it's only their second true road game of the season. They've been playing every game at home here of late. All right, we're cruising here. We got a lot of college basketball picks right now. And next up is SMU and Vanderbilt. More action in the ACC SEC Challenge here with SMU on the road, taking on Vandy here. Got SMU underdogs. Vandy favored by 10.5 here in this one. And the total let me see, is this right? These college lines changed so much since I put them in. Yep. 10.5, 167. That seems all right by me. This one's at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific time here. For SMU, they come in here, just 8-0 right now. Vanderbilt, they're 8-0. Both teams coming in undefeated SMU with wins here, off of a win against Mississippi State on the road, 87-71. That was their first true road game of the season. Meanwhile, for Vanderbilt, they come in here off of a win at St. Mary's, 96-71. They covered that one. They also covered at VCU. Vanderbilt 5-1 against the spread as a favorite so far this season. Just 2-3 against the spread at home. So they went on the road and basically killed it. This one's actually at 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific. Vanderbilt 6-2 to the over so far this season. SMU did go over in that game against St. Mary's on the road. So let's see what you have here in this one with SMU and Vanderbilt today. The widely reported steam did come in on the over. That's pretty much the way I want to go. But let's go to the chat here and see the way you have it. All right. And I think Damon's on SMU there. Yep. Justin is on the over. So am I, Justin. Let me mark that down. If you're on it, I'm on it. I was already on it, but you're on it. Now I'm on it. SMU and Vandy. I like this one to go over as well. Greg's numbers are, I think he likes Vanderbilt here by a little bit. 9 Legacy likes SMU. And Timmy Chusha says even the Vandy squelched St. Mary's there. All right, let's move on. More college ball here today with Northwestern taking on Wisconsin. And you got the Wisconsin Badgers favored in this one. Here by 9.5. The total 155.5. That's a typo. Sorry about that. Never was 165. 155.5. Wisconsin 9.5 point favorite here. Wisconsin 5-2. Northwestern 5-2 coming in. Both teams coming in off of a loss. Wisconsin lost at TCU 73-64. Meanwhile, Northwestern off of a loss versus Oklahoma State at home. 86-81 is a 2.5 point favorite. Northwestern is just 2-5 ATS so far this season. They're also 0-3 ATS on the road. Meanwhile, Wisconsin is 3-2 against the spread at home. These two teams are combined 10-4 to the over so far this season. Wisconsin 4-1 to the over at home. Northwestern 3-0 to the over on the road. See if that affects anything here for you folks, and we'll go to the chat and see what you have in this one. This one's at 9 Eastern. Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place with these times. I think enough of the games were moved here, so I was just going off the old times, and a lot of them had like 15-minute. Some of these games were moved up 15 minutes. This one's not. This one's at 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific. Northwestern just 1-4 ATS in their last 5 overall. They're also just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 against the Badgers. And let's see here. Justin likes Wisconsin. Robert's on the over here. Greg here likes Wisconsin. And Terrell liking Wisconsin here in this one as well. All right. I'll make my call here in this one with Northwestern and Wisconsin. Like I said, the two teams combined 10-4 to the over here. Man, I really like this over. I kind of want to save it for a premium maybe, but let's go with it right now here on the show. I really like this one over tonight with Northwestern and Wisconsin. I got to take the over here. Wow, look at I don't know what that little plus sign is there, but that's a good plus sign there, Terrell. But I think it's saying ramp up the Badgers. North Carolina State is taking on Auburn here on Wednesday night, and Auburn is a favorite here. We already said the steam came in on Auburn, so we got to update that line there on the screen. It's 8. As steam came in a short time ago while we were on the air here, moving from 6 to 8 in this one. This one, another one here at that was moved 15 minutes ahead here to 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific time. Auburn comes in here with a win and cover against St. John's at home, 85-74. Of course, they got blasted by Michigan. They won and covered against Oregon. So Auburn's played some tough teams. They also covered against Houston. Auburn's 6-2 against the spread so far this season, 3-1 against the spread as a favorite. North Carolina State, meanwhile, this is the first game they'll be an underdog this season. They played a light schedule, obviously, but they were favored against Texas on the road and lost. They did beat Boise. They didn't cover that one, I don't think. 81-7. Oh, yeah, they did. 81-70, got the money there. Lost to Seton Hall. Beat VCU, but did not cover. But like I said, in all these games, they were favorites so far this season. Auburn is 7-1 to the over so far this season, 6-1 to the over at home, 4-0 to the over as a favorite here. I don't know if that this total, though, looks a little bit high. Let's see what you guys have here in this one. I still might do it, though. Still might go over. 9 Legacy like Northwestern in that last game. Here we go. Robert does like the under here. Greg's got it pretty much right on the. He likes the over. No, Greg likes the under big time here. Jake Parma likes Auburn laying the points. Robert likes. He's got Auburn at a good number here for sure. All right. Well, I guess I got to make my call here in this one. Man, that number is pretty big here, but Auburn, man, looks interesting here right now. But I'm going to go ahead and take the over here between these two. I'll go over 165.5. 9 Legacy likes NC State. And Timmy Tushu says Auburn maybe first half here. Likes them to come out rocking. All right. Hey, we're looking good. Markets are looking up today. We're having a good day. Auburn's not covering the spread, says Greg. Here's Virginia taking on Texas in the ACC SEC Challenge here tonight at 9:15 Eastern and 6:15 Pacific. Virginia comes in 6-1 right now. Texas coming in here with a record of 6-2. Texas coming in off of consecutive wins here. In their last 2 games. Who did they beat last time? Actually, I can't read my notes. That's what happens when you getting old. Your eyes are going, and then in the middle of the night, one eye starts to close up, and I'm like trying to write my paper out down here. Who'd they be? Oh, Chaminade. Okay, I put Sham. I mean, I don't know why I can't figure out Chaminade. I mean, of course, I know. I remember that game. All right, they were at the They were at the Hawaii event, knocking down games. Okay, Texas 2.5 here and 151. Texas only favorite for the second time this season. They're 5-3 against the spread overall. Of course, Texas has won all their home games so far this season. They did lose as a favorite, only in their only role as a favorite this season, other than the Chaminade game, if you count that. They did not cover against UMKC. They covered against Ryder. beat Rider by 34 as a 30-point favorite. Virginia here coming in off of a 25-point win over Queens College. They lost to Butler. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. Right now, though, it's 153. I got to up that there a little bit. That probably tells you where I'm going here. If they're going to give me a little bonus here right now, I'm going under with Virginia and Texas here tonight. I'll go to your plays. I probably should have did that first. Let me see what you guys have. But I'm going to go under in this one. Let's go to the chat. All right. Texas here for 9 Legacy. And let's see here. Virginia for Greg. He likes them to win. Cash gains on Texas. Mr. Westers might like, I don't know if he likes Texas or Virginia here. Terrell says he's going to maybe get a Cavs parlay. Robert likes Texas here, but Justin likes Virginia. Greg says I'm a smart man by taking that under. Might be a first for everything. And I'll take the under in this one. Mr. Western says Virginia. He did take Virginia after all. He just wanted to say the. All right. Next up. I got 2 more here, man. We're cooking here. We still have 5 hockey games to go over. Mississippi State and Georgia Tech here in the SEC ACC Challenge. If you got the gist of the show here a little bit, you know, we've been going over all these. Mikey said last night on pre-gaming, right? Let's look at some of the results in context in this series. I think is basically what he was saying here, because you got the 2 strong conferences clashing here this week. For the Bulldogs here, they are 3.5-point favorites. Totals dropped here to 148. It was Mississippi State that took the widely reported steam here overnight, but yeah, it hasn't moved it up too much higher here. From that is 3.5. Let me make it clear here. Pretty much 3.5 for Mississippi State here, but Mississippi State's 3-4, but they're 0-7 against the spread so far this season. They failed to cover every game so far. They have wins here over New Orleans, over Southeast Louisiana. Whoop-de-doo. Georgia Tech, meanwhile, they're 2-6 against the spread, 1-5 against the spread at home. They do have a win over West Georgia, didn't cover the spread. They have a win over Georgia Southern, didn't cover the spread. They did cover 15.5 points against Georgia in a 5-point loss. They lost to Drake last time out, 84-74. They also lost to DePaul at home, but Mississippi State's the team that took the steam here on the road against Georgia Tech here tonight in the challenge. Let's see what you have in this one between Mississippi State and Georgia Tech. Okay, here we go. All right, and Timmy Chushu, even I might get around to some EPL today. All right, Terrell, maybe on the under here, or maybe he's talking about. He might have been talking about the Virginia game there. Yeah. I will say this about Virginia and the fact that they've gone over in some games here this season, right? And putting up. But I think once we get into, and I'm not saying that because of the philosophy of Virginia here, because I do think that they still, to a certain extent, may still in a way resemble, under Coach Odom. Right now, feels like kind of the same thing to a degree. I mean, yes, they are scoring so far this season, 80, 90, 100 points. But look at the opposition as well. So I'll be real interested to see what happens tonight when they get mixed up with a major conference team. I think that's the way I would put that. Let's see what happens here. But yeah, a different team here pretty much than those Bennett teams. Remember last year, who was the coach? I can't even remember that guy. I can't even remember that last year. Okay. Here we go. I'm ready for you guys if you want. Oh, right, Terrell. Just leave right, Terrell, right there on the screen. Okay. Greg here likes Mississippi State and the under slightly. Greg says Georgia Tech's just not good here right now. Well, they are 5-0 at home though so far, but they really haven't played anybody. Like I said, they beat DePaul. That wasn't a home game though, was it? Now you're making me look. Yeah, that was a tournament game there, right? Neutral site game there. So, yeah, 5-0 at home so far this season. Wins over Maryland Eastern Shore, Bryant, Selah, Georgia Southern, and West Georgia. So, yeah, they didn't beat anybody. But it's okay. Got to play some non-conference games. Robert's on the under here. He's also on Mississippi State. Greg says, no way, no how can they beat Mississippi State, and that Mississippi might even run them out the door, much less Mississippi State. Just kidding, Greg. All right, Mississippi State is 3-0 to the over on the road, but Georgia Tech is 1-4 to 1-5 to the under at home. But I think that's where I want to go here. Give me the under here with Mississippi State and Georgia Tech. I'll go under 148 on that point drop. All right, next up, one more, if I may. It's going to be the UCLA Bruins on the road. Big Ten action here against Washington. Big Ten after dark at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Both teams coming in here off of a loss. UCLA lost to Cal. Old Pac-12 after dark. In that one, they lost 80-72 as a 7.5 point favorite. UCLA is 2-5 against the spread so far this season. Washington comes in here off of a 13-point loss to Colorado on the road. Washington 0-1 against the spread as an underdog. This is their second time as an underdog. The other time they lost to Baylor by 9 as a 6.5 point underdog. These two teams have been kind of steady unders so far this season. UCLA 2-5 to the under, Washington 3-4 to the under, but Washington's 3-1 to the over at home, and UCLA went over in their only road game against Cal so far this season. The widely reported steam did come in on UCLA. They're actually a favorite here right now by 1.5, maybe 2. And the total is 142.5. There we go. So let's hear from you in the chat. This is our last game. Wasn't this fun? Go over so many college basketball games today. I enjoyed it. All right. I'm actually going to take the Bruins here on the road to get it done over Washington. Yeah, the Bruins have a poor spread record so far. But I'm going to take them to beat Washington here tonight. Go to the chat here right now. And we got cash gains on UCLA. And Greg here has Washington in an upset. And that's it from you guys. And that's it for college basketball. Wow. Great time there. Robert with the over. Bars on UCLA, and Greg says UCLA is overrated this season. Probably, right, with that 2-5 spread record for sure. I'm going to take them, though, here against Washington. UCLA won the meeting last year here in Washington, 65-60, although they did not cover in that game. The matchup the two teams had at UCLA was won by the Bruins by 11 as a 12-point favorite. So UCLA won them both, but failed to cover by a half a point and by 1 point in the two games last year. Both games did go under last season. 9 Legacy likes the Bruins. All right, let's move on to tonight's NHL card here. We got 5 games. Where's my hockey notes? I'm so old school. Handwriting this, I could just type it into Chat GPT and print it out, and I could just sit here straight into the camera and read it off. But no, I got to do it old school. All right, let's go here in the NHL and take a look at this one with the Sabres taking on the Flames here in this one. Is that right? Do I have the matchup right here? Hold on a second. I think we got an error here. I screwed up my hockey show last night too. Let me see what I've done wrong here. Okay, I know it's the Stars and the Devils. Here we go. Oh, Sabres and Flyers, of course. That's what it is. But first off, the Stars game. There we go. Okay, I fixed everything. Here's Dallas on the road taking on New Jersey. 2 strong teams. Game of the night here for sure. Dallas 17-5-5. They actually coming in here off of a loss. They still are pretty hot. They lost to the Rangers last night in overtime, 3-2. Great game for sure last night. Thought it was probably the best game of the night. Dallas coming in here, scorching hot on the road. The Devils, of course, are one of the best home teams in the league. So it's the immovable object and the incredible force. Dallas on the road, 9 wins so far this season. New Jersey at home, they've got 9 wins. Dallas is 9-1-4 on the road. New Jersey, meanwhile, 9-2-1 at home. So 2 pretty solid teams here right now, ready to do business tonight. Dallas won both matchups last season, including the one here at New Jersey, 4-2. Let's see what you have, though, in this one. A good game here tonight. Dallas has won 4 of their last 5. They've also won 8 of the last 11 meetings this season. That goes back to the pandemic. Dallas has gone under in 4 of their last 5 on the road here, although they are 4-2 to the over as an underdog. Dallas has defeated New Jersey in 5 straight meetings between the two, basically 5 straight seasons. Dallas has won at New Jersey. New Jersey's gone over in 4 of their last 5 meetings with Dallas. New Jersey's won 9 of their last 12 at home overall. Real quick, I'm going to squeeze in one steam play here in college basketball. It's on the extra board. It is Iowa State in their game against Alcorn. Iowa State was a 40.5-point favorite, and they're taking the steam here against Alcorn. I know this is a big number to swallow here, but they are currently up to 42.5. 42.5. So you got about a 2-point move there on Iowa State against Alcorn. Let's see, Alcorn State. All right, let's see what you have here in this one with the Stars and the Devils here tonight. I think it's the best game of the night. And we'll see what you have. Here we go. All right, yeah, sorry about that. 9 Legacy. We'll get that Flyers game. That was my bad. Let's see here. Greg liking the under here in this one, and he likes the Devils. Robert likes the Devils as well. D-Money's on the under here in this one. I think I might be going against D-Money, I'm afraid. Robert likes the under as well. I'm on the over. I already know I'm on the over. Here's Cash King. He likes the doubles in this one. And I'm probably, going a little bit against the trends a little bit. And revenge for the Devils for those games from last year, I think is what Greg is saying. And 9 Legacy, so there he is. Dallas Stars money line. I'm going with the over here in this one between Dallas and New Jersey. Next up, there's the Sabres and the Flyers. Did I get it right? I just had the wrong team typed in, that's all. So you got the Sabres here. Reportedly, Colton Ellis might be in the net in this one, but I think the Flyers have already said that Urson was in the starter's crease this morning. So it is Urson in here. The Flyers coming off that loss to Pittsburgh. Hey, we had Pittsburgh in that one, but Urson goes here. He's definitely struggled here a little bit, but did look pretty good against the Islanders. He stopped 28 of 31 shots in a shootout win, but he's still 3.08 goals against, 4-2-2 record for Sammy Urson here. The Flyers come in here with a record of 14-8-3, doing a good job. Buffalo hanging in there, 11-11-4. Got to figure another 1-goal game, just like they all are probably at this point. Buffalo with consecutive wins here over Minnesota and Winnipeg. Philadelphia, meanwhile, like we said, they had their 3-game winning streak snapped with that loss against the Penguins. The Buffalo is just 2-6 on the road so far this season. In fact, 2-6-2 overall. Philadelphia, meanwhile, comes in with a home record of 8-4-2, although they're up only 3/4 of a unit. Philadelphia 11-6 to the over as an underdog this season. Let's see what you have here in this one. I'll make my call, but Philadelphia at home against Buffalo. All right. Cash Kane talking about that overtime game last night against the Rangers. Cash Kane's got a Metro parlay. Remember when they played that format of the divisions, and the Metro kept winning every year, so they stopped it? I don't know if they won every year, but they won 2 or 3 years. I know that. All right. Let's see here. I think that's a win. Greg likes Flyers in the over. I think I can figure that out. Robert's on the over as well. Robert's on the Sabres here as well tonight. All right, Sabres on the road there. Let me get one steam move, and then I'll give out my play here. It'll be on the total. Seton Hall on the extra board is taking the steam here right now. We've got Seton Hall in their matchup today against Central Connecticut. Seton Hall was a 16-point favorite, but man, they're going up here. This one definitely is a steam move with Seton Hall up here to 18 at the sharp books. The other books might be trailing them a little bit, going up against Central Connecticut. Seton Hall taking some big steam there.
Steam play.
Also, just moments ago, here it is. NBA steam move right here with Sacramento and Houston. Steam to the under in this one between the Kings and the Rockets. We mentioned it was about 231.5, I believe we said, and right now it's down to 230.5, maybe even 230 here. Steam to the under with Sacramento and Houston. All right, I got to make my call in this one between Buffalo and the Flyers, and I've got this one to go under with Buffalo and the Flyers. All right, Greg's got a parlay in there. Thank you to Greg. Next up, we've got the Jets here on the road taking on the Canadians. Jets are 13-12 so far this season. Montreal 13-9-3 here coming into this one. And looks like currently penciled in here. Looks like Jacob Dobish in there, and could be Comrie, but Milic also. I think it is. I think they're starting to. I'm not sure right now who is going to be in there necessarily for Winnipeg. I'm seeing both being several sites here with both guys kind of listed here right now, but Dobish looks like he will be the man for sure between the pipes for the Canadians here tonight. For Dobish coming in here 8-3-2, 3.22 goals against, 89% save percentage. Man, Montreal scores a lot of goals, don't they? But they give up a lot of goals. They are coming in off of consecutive losses here, allowing 12 goals to Colorado and Ottawa. Meanwhile, Winnipeg here, they've been struggling a bit. They lost to Buffalo on the road last time out 5-1. They're still 13-6 as a favorite. I mean, last I checked, I think they're still a favorite in here. $1.15. Yeah, all the sites kind of still have the Jets
Steam play
as the favorite here. Hey, here's Ohio U taking some steam on the extra board as well. Ohio U was a 10.5 point favorite against Maine. We're seeing some steam here on Ohio. And Ohio here is now up to 13 at some books. Man, that's like a 2.5 point move on Ohio over Maine. I just keep thinking about the Ohio State game on Saturday, and they were playing. They were playing fire on the outro of the game, and I think. I think they were. I want to say that they were playing the Ohio players, right? Because they were playing the Ohio players because they were in the Ohio State game. And all right, I've lost my mind here. Okay, so I got to make my call here though with Winnipeg and Montreal in this one. And I'll go to the chat and hear from you guys as well. Here we go. It's Canadians here for 9 Legacy. Greg here liking the Jets and over. Greg likes all the overs today. Cash Kane says the Jets were a dog earlier. Oh, man. Yeah. And here they are, a favorite now. And over here for Cash Kane. Yeah, I mean, I just got to, when I see these two teams, all I think of is over, really, because the way Montreal is going. And I was saying on a show last night, and anytime two Canadian teams are playing right now, I almost want to go over automatically. It's been so wild with these totals here with all these Canadian teams. Montreal, Vancouver, Toronto, they're all going over, it seems like, of late. All right, well, I better make my call on this one between the Jets and the Canadians here in Montreal on Wednesday night. Yeah, this one's tough for me, but I'm going to go ahead and take the over in this one. Oh, I'm going to take the side. I want to take the side here. I'm already on the over in this one, so give me Montreal here at home. This is my least favorite hesitation play of the day. Will Roberts on the Jets, so I wasn't fading you, Robert. I wasn't even looking. All right, here we go. 2 more. All right, here we go. The Mammoth are on the road taking on the Ducks in this one. Now the Ducks are favored, right? $1.15 or so. I'm actually showing the sharp books. The Mammoth have moved to the favorite. I'm going to call at least a pick 'em right now, but looks like the Mammoth have moved to a slight favorite at some of the sharp books, so we could see it shift in that direction. And the total here, 6.5, maybe slightly shaded to the over in this one between Utah and Anaheim here tonight. In Anaheim, interesting, right? Because Anaheim's been so strong, and well, Utah's had a pretty good season so far. They do come in on a 4-game losing streak here right now. Now, granted, Anaheim here has been up and down a little bit of late, but they're still 9-3 at home. Utah just 2-5-3 in their last 10 overall, 7-10 as a favorite. Let's see what you guys have in this one. Anaheim's 15-11 to the over so far this season. Anaheim, of course, still sitting in first place, 1 point clear of Vegas. Anaheim at home is up 6 units already so far this season. Where's the graphic? For Utah, meanwhile, they're down 6.25 units on the road. So, well, maybe the Sharps are in this one. Maybe I just don't know what to look for in a game like this. I mean, Utah playing a little bit poorly here right now, and Anaheim still having a very strong season here at this point. Let's see here. I think there was some. Oh no, these might be the goalies in here. So, well, let's see what you have in the chat. Am I not describing the game properly? All right, here we go. It's a Utah spot, says Kane. Robert's on the. Oh, that was on the Winnipeg game there. Sorry. 9 legacy on Anaheim, but there it is. Robert is on Utah here. Cash Kane says just take plus 1.5 on is it either team there. Robert also on the under here in this one. All right. Well, I don't know what constitutes the spot here for Utah. You guys might have to tell me on this one. I guess you could look at the series history, but it's all Anaheim. It's all home team, right? I think last year, let's see, Anaheim won 3-2 at home last season. They actually went 3-1 Anaheim last year. Is that right? All right, well, I got to make my call here in this one. I can't hem and haw about this one. I'm going to take the over tonight between Utah and Anaheim. And we got one more, and then the show's over. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on the Morning Steam. It's the Capitals taking on the Sharks here. Capitals played last night, won over the Kings. Hey, we had Washington last night over the Kings, but now they're going to be $1.55 here on the road against a Sharks team that's done a pretty nice job here this season. Playing pretty well are these Sharks. They're 13-11-3. Now Washington's as hot a team as any of them right now. Even those hot teams, Washington's picking up the pace, kind of like last season when they put that big win streak together. But still, they played last night. The Sharks are having a fine season here so far, but Washington wins over LA, the Islanders, Toronto, and Winnipeg. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10 overall coming in. Also, they've won 4 of their last 5 on the road. They got a 5-game winning streak. San Jose comes in having won 7 of their last 8 games at home right now, but they are just 1-6 in their last 7 years at home against Washington. 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams have gone under here. Man, Washington is looking sharp, but San Jose, man, what a streak at home. It's almost reminiscent. The Sharks used to be good for a few years back in the day. I'm going to take the Sharks here in this one. Give me the Sharks over the Caps tonight to wrap up the show. All right, and let's see here. 9 Legacy says, take the Sharks tonight in honor of Sharky, maybe. All right, that's going to do it here for the Morning Steam. Thank you, everybody. What a great 2 hours or so with you guys. Really appreciate it. Hey, you can get more plays from me. Go to winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%. I got more picks coming today, especially here with this big card. Let's keep it going here. I gave some back yesterday, it felt like, to ruin kind of a little good streak, but should be able to get it back today. Let's hear from Mikey Money telling us about getting the plays over at Winnable.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mike. Don't forget, we do have our UFC companion coverage here this Saturday, and you can catch me with BB over at BB MMA Picks here on underneath the live tab. That's what you're going to want to do. Go to the live tab, and my picks are over there with BB. There we go. We previewed the card with our analyst here this week, coming down from Canada to watch the last ever pay-per-view, an end of an era in UFC. So it'll be a good card here this weekend. Just 2 cards left here for the remainder of the season. Now, we need a Christmas package here up now. What's going on? We got the Thanksgiving package. Isn't there a Christmas package we can put up? All right, I'm sure it'll come out here eventually. All right, let's do the drawing, though, and see who's going to win some plays from me. Hopefully, we'll cash together. Timmy Two Shoes, Dine Legacy, Chosen One, Plant-Based, Greggy, Blake, Bobby McCormick, Justin wins. I don't even know if Justin ever did sign up, but he's probably overdoing his appearances right now. Thank you, Justin, for everything. And your picks have been hot here of late for Justin. I follow Justin over there. So thank you, Justin, as always. It's going to do it here for the show. Really appreciate it. Be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. More morning steam. Mikey Money joins you today at 6 p.m. Pacific and 6. I don't know what time it is. 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, with pre-gaming gets ready for the primetime action. And First Strike will be up tonight as well. The guys will bring you their best plays for this Saturday's card in Las Vegas. All right, that's going to do it for the show. And we'll be back tomorrow for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Cash, then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.